Hello guys, how was your trading week? I hope you had a great trading week like we did. Um, so in this video, what we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about the recession, man. What's a recession? The causes, what to do in a recession, the difference between a recession and a depression, because I believe that a recession is just around the corner, like we are on the brink of a great recession, one of the greatest recessions that we have ever seen, I believe, in human history. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick with us until the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a few friends that you believe this video will be of help to them. So starting off from the very basics, for those that don't know what a recession is, well, a recession is basically a macroeconomic event that refers to a significant decline in general economic activities, right? So this means that there'll be a decline in the economic structure, right? The financial markets. That means a loss of job opportunities. That means um, you know, financial institutions collapsing, like a shortage of or a scarce of money, right? So that's basically what a recession is, right? So what is the difference between a recession and a depression, right? Mind you, like with a recession, it's all about the business cycles. There'll be a decline in production and all that, employment and stuff like that. Whereas the depression, it's an it takes a very long time. That turns into depression, right? And in human history, like the greatest depression occurred in 1930s. And mind you, at this 1930s, that's when most of the wealthiest families in the world today, that's where they created their wealth. In that Great Depression, that's where they got the opportunities to create their wealth. So mind you, as they say that the greatest recession in history is about to occur, I believe it will not just be a recession, it will turn into a depression because it will be one of the greatest recessions. So what does that mean? It's an extended recession. So that means it will not only be a recession, but it will turn into a depression and likely one of the largest depression. But mind you, again, this is just my view, in my opinion. So, they say advice is the cheapest commodity. So I'm gonna give you mine, but whatever you choose to do with it, that's up to you. Now, what causes recessions? Recessions are caused by multiple things. A lot of things can cause recessions in the market. That means it can be a transition from one type of technology to another. It can be some pandemic like the COVID, right? It can be a shortage of funds in supply, which leads to printing of money, which leads to recession because there'll be too much of a supply. Like what happened last year, like they say, over a third of the money in circulation today of the US dollar was printed in 2020. A third of the money in circulation was printed in 2020. Just imagine that. Like that's bizarre. That's insane. So a recession is in no way inevitable at this point in history. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. The only thing that we can do right now is how are we going to deal with it, right? The UK has already announced that there might be a recession this year, like the Bank of England wants for the recession this year as it lifts the interest rates. This week it just did that. The US hasn't done that yet, right? But it's unavoidable. It's going to hit us sooner or later. So what are you going to do about the greatest recession in human history? So look at this, like the stocks are down. Tesla, one of the greatest stocks, like it has fallen over S&P, it's down over 20%, and it's known to be one of the indices that always grows, but it's down over 20%. Like imagine that. Cryptos, BTC right now it's about 19K, Ethereum 99.7, right? Crypto, Ripple 0.3. Like imagine all this. This is chaos. Now, I'm going to use one of it's a bit silly, but I'm going to use one of Warren Buffett's famous quotes. He says, be greedy, be fearful when others are greedy, and then be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, everybody's scared. Everybody's scared to invest money. Everybody's scared to do this, to do that. Like, this is the time to seize the opportunity, guys. This is the time to generate wealth in history. Probably one of the largest times that the best opportunities that you'll ever get to create wealth will present themselves in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and probably won't come again in our lifetimes. Maybe our children or our grandchildren, but in our lifetime, it's very less likely for it to occur again. So it's time for us to make a move and take advantage of that. Now, what can we do? Like, okay, let me share another screen right here. So talking about all that, like first and foremost, we as traders, we shouldn't first and foremost be scared, like, because we as traders, we need to understand one thing, like these depressions and, they're just boom and bust cycles, right? Everything that goes up must eventually come down. That's the way of life. That's the way everything operates. Anything that goes up must come down. Then it will go back up again. It's just the boom and bust cycle. Like it can't be avoidable, right? Now, we're at the peak. We're at the peak of this cycle, and it's about to burst. So we are going to go through this recession, what we call depression, before we actually start recovering, right? Now, right here, while we are down here, this is where we need to be looking for opportunities to go back with the boom. Right here, this is where we should be looking to go back with the booms, right? Now, generally, and people have asked me, like, how is the recession going to affect trading and all that? We as traders aren't going to really be impacted with that, although the markets obviously are, because there'll be a crazy fall, right? But then we as traders, we actually, for instance, imagine this is the USD chef. It was a great analysis, by the way, that I shared as the week was beginning, and it played out exactly that. But imagine this was maybe a stock index, or this was a stock chart. If prices of a stock are falling, that means we as traders can sell from here to, wherever it will be going to. That means we'll be generating profit even in chaos. So we as traders are safe, but then we also need to look at our general, daily life conditions. Like, what are we going to expect to happen during this recession? What can we do to actually maximize, making money or capitalizing all this? So I'm going to talk about what to expect during this recession cycle. Well, the first thing that you need to expect is mass unemployment. Because remember, there are going to be a shortage of jobs. Why? Because there'll be a shortage of money. That means industries will reduce production. Industries will reduce production because people are not consuming goods as they used to, because they don't have enough money to purchase that. So that means there'll be shortage of goods, if you own a business, that means there'll be a shortage of money supply. So people won't be coming in to buy as they used to, right? Because of shortage of money, which becomes from lack of employment. Like it's a crazy cycle that just regenerates itself, right? And then on top of that, if you actually even go to the banks and try, or people that loan money to get a loan, guess what? You're going to be hit with the crazy interest rate. These are just the facts that what you should be expecting. You're going to be hit with high interest rates, which will be expected to pay in a very short while, because they'll need money back in circulation, right? So these are just the basics of what you should be expecting, right? Now, what can you do about it? First things first, the good news is it hasn't hit yet. Like, although we have started to notice all the things that are indicators of recessions, like, prices going up of stuff, like money losing value. All those are signs of recessions, right? But what can you do at this moment, as it hasn't hit its peak yet? You need to earn more, because mind you, there'll come a time where the money will be very scarce. So right now is the time that you need to be earning as crazy in whatever way that you can. That means if you can get a side hustle, get it, earn more. If you can actually learn a new skill, learn it, earn more. Like, these are the things that you need to do. Bottom line is that you need to earn more money while you can, because it will be a time where money will be very scarce, and you don't want to be with less, like, you don't want to be in a position where you don't have enough money to even live your basic lifestyle when the recession hits. Now, the next thing that you need to do, once you earn more, you need to save less. That's the reality. You don't need to be saving money. Like, if you have money right now, don't save that. Money is losing value. People are printing money on a daily basis. People are printing money. It's crazy. It's insane. People are printing money. Not people. The governments have printed and are still printing with higher interest rates as crazy, right? Now, what this means is that the money in circulation is losing value. The money is losing its value at a high rate, highest than it's ever been in history. So that means the more you save, the more your money will be losing value. That means the more money you save, the more you lose. The more you save, the more you lose. Right now is not the time to be saving money, guys. What do you need to do with your money that you earn? You need to invest that shit. You need to invest money in all the right places, because mind you, we are in this cycle. Let me use this. Now, come on now. Okay, we are in this cycle. Like we are in this crazy cycle, right? We're in this sort of crazy cycle. On some sort of this crazy cycle right now. So let's assume right now, maybe we are somewhere around here we're about to enter this recession, right? So we're somewhere around here, but what you need to do is you want to capitalize on this move right here, this thing right here. That's where you want to be, because you can actually get dollars. You can invest even $1 here and it will be worth over 100 once it reaches a full recovery. Because the economy, it will collapse. That's no doubt. The economy must collapse. But then once it recovers, if you kept your money in the right basket, it will be worth over 100 times. Trust me on that, right? Now, this is where you need to be investing your money in all the right places, so that once this recovery comes, you'll be making sheesh. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so you need to invest money. You don't need to save money. Right now, if you save money, you're losing money. That's just the reality. And it doesn't matter if you're going to believe me or not, but you will understand what I'm saying in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now. So don't invest, don't save your money, guys. Invest, earn more, save less, invest more. That's what you need to be doing right now. Earn more, save less, invest more. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about some places where I think that they may be good places to invest, because I think that will also help you guys. So where to invest, obviously. I think the first safe haven is metals, right? Like silver, gold, all these precious metals. That's the first safe haven, because they never really lose this value, because they only have a finite amount in circulation in the world, right? So anything that you need to invest in, it has to have a finite amount. That means it can't be duplicated. Like money. Money is printed. That is why it's losing its value. Now you want to invest in a place where that asset, that commodity, that whatever you're trying to invest in, it can't be duplicated to produce more, so that its value will go down. You want to invest in something that has a definite supply. That thing, that asset, that whatever it is, that's how it holds its value. Okay. Now, where else? You need to invest in cryptos. Mind you, I told you one of the reasons why there comes a recession is that when there's a change in technology, or there's a change in, there's a change in, what do you call this? You'll have to excuse me. English is not my primary language, so I'm trying to relate as easy as I can. When there's a transaction from one system to another, and right now, the exchange system, like the way we buy, we purchase things, we use money, but money is losing its value. And I believe the next cycle of things will be using cryptos. Now, with cryptos, that's the next step. That means in a boom or in a recession cycle, that's when, like, for instance, if you imagine here, you can assume like this will be the death of money, and then this will be the rebirth. But it won't be reborn as money. It will only be reborn as something else. This will be reborn as cryptos. That's just my analysis. That's my prediction. So, that's what I believe will happen. But so do most of the people. But hey, who are we to tell you what to do, right? But at the end of the day, guys, I think that cryptos are some safe haven that you need to actually invest in. But you need to be very careful with the cryptos that you're investing in, because some cryptos will obviously die. So you need to be very careful with the cryptos that you pick to invest in. Okay, so appreciating assets like, real estate, arts, NFTs, these are some of the next generation of things that actually never lose their value, because they have a finite amount. Like if you buy the Mona Lisa, it's a one of one. It never loses its value. Granted, right now, a lot of things are losing their value, including cryptos, but so is everything. So are the stocks. Tesla is losing value. Apple is losing value. Samsung is losing. All the stocks are losing their value. But does that mean that they're not worth anymore? Or does that mean like 5 years, 10 years from now, they won't be much more valuable than they are today? It just means that right now they're going through this depression. You need to understand something. Nothing in the world, nothing goes up in a straight line. Everything that even goes up, it must come down. So it's like, if it goes up, there must be a correction. There must be a correction. So even in the crypto world right now, we're just going through a correction. It may be a recession, it might be a depression, but as long as you have something that has its value, there is a time that it will just boom back to its prices. So I believe that cryptos, metals, gold, appreciating assets like real estate, art, NFTs, you need to invest in these things because they hold value. And in the long term, through this recession and depression, that's what's going to hold its value. Because if money is losing value, Like there's no such thing as losing value. Value is always transferred from one thing to another. So that means if money is losing value, it's being transferred to another thing. Right now, if you look at, let's say, the USD is probably one of the currencies that's been in circulation for a while now. So if the USD starts losing its value, where do you think that value is going to be placed in? Obviously, it's going to be placed in gold, cryptos, appreciating values like real estate, arts, NFTs, all these types of things. That's where the value is going to be stored in. So you want to be in a place where the value is being stored so that you can actually store your value, because you don't want to lose value of your money, the money that you worked hard for, right? So yeah, guys, that's, I think, that's what I wanted to tell you about. What to expect in this recession period. You're going to experience mass unemployment, shortage of mass supply, high interest rates. What to do? And more, save less, invest more. Where to invest? Obviously in metals, cryptos, and appreciating the assets, right? So if this video has been of help to you and you'd like more for me to talk about stuff like this, let me know in the comments below. This is my first time I'm actually doing a video like this, so it's a trial and error thing. So if you like the video, give me a like, subscribe, tell me what you'd like me to talk about, if it's about the economy, or if this video has been a boo and you just want me to stick to currencies, just let me know. Feel free, man. This is our channel, it's not mine, it's our channel, because we're learning and growing together. So let me know what you think. Share with a few friends that you believe this video will be of help to them. So till next time, guys, have a great, refreshing weekend. I'll see you then. Peace.